Hello YouTube pipe community, OTC Piper again today. Just thought I would do a short little video. I've already posted one today, my Camp Chronicles, just for those that might be interested. Some interesting things happened on the way home. I just figured I'd get on here. There's a couple other things I was going to talk about, some upcoming things that I'd like to do. But, you know, when I was doing I guess I talked about I first called it a video collage, and I figured, well, video chronicles sounds a little bit more important, so I may start doing more of those. I like the outdoors a lot. I try to find every opportunity I can to be outdoors, and me and my family, we go camping a lot, mostly with our friends that we were out with today. Part of the big issue that I had today is the reason why a couple of the clips didn't make it into the video that I did. They corrupted somehow or another. I've been having issues with my phone for a while. I've just been hesitant to upgrade it, and last night I started having major systems problems. Kept resetting on me. I was trying to keep it charged overnight and it wouldn't take a charge, and it was a decent phone. It was the Kyocera, or Kyocera, I'm sorry, I got too much southern on that. Kyocera Duraforce XD or something like that. It was a very sturdy phone. Problem I had with it was the system stability wasn't quite as great as the physical stability of the phone. I started having big time issues, so I went ahead and upgraded. Before I even got home, I found a T-Mobile store, that's who I use, and upgraded to the Samsung Galaxy S9. They had the S9 Plus, but the main features that it had different was a slightly larger screen and dual cameras, which didn't really seem to appeal to me for the extra money. So I didn't shell out the extra cash on that one. I got just the standard S9, and I've done nothing for setup yet. Just tinkered around for the basics, and I'm going to be over the next few days getting to know this phone. It's a little bit different, and that's kind of why I hesitated, because I just got used to how a phone functioned, and I do most of my stuff on my phone. Now that they make phones that you can do so much more on, I don't really depend too much on a home computer anymore. Most of the stuff I can do right here on my phone I have with me all the time. So that's where we're at with that. There was a video that didn't make it. My buddy Will was out with us today, him and his wife and his family. And I mentioned on there, when I left Tobacco Junction, which I did another video on, after I left there and I was headed to the camp, he called me up and told me he left his cigars and pipe stuff at his house. And so I turned around, went back in there. I saw that they had some pretty good deals. So just as a get through the weekend kind of deal, I went and picked them up in a pouch of this Prince Albert that I had purchased there, which they had it for like $3 something, and it turns out to be a very delightful blend. And they had those Missouri Meershaum Applewood pipes, like $5. So I figured, well, for a $10 bill, I could get them the pipe and a pouch of tobacco that lasts all weekend, versus about the same price on a cigar that's gone in an hour or so. He smokes kind of half and half cigars and pipes. He was glad to have that. Kept it, gave us something we could sit out and smoke throughout the weekend, and so that was good. I'm going to start, every chance I get that I come across deals like this, I'm probably going to start buying some of those to put back, because you never know when you might find yourself without your regular stash, or you might encounter a friend that needs a little help in that area. So just for $10, I got him set up. If I am able to recover that video, I may just post it by itself. It's not a very long one. There's a couple other shots that I did that may or may not be recoverable. So we'll just have to see. Hopefully the quality's better. So this is kind of the test run for the new thing. I don't really go in too much of the technological side. I just pretty much do phone videos and post it. Don't really do a whole lot of editing except for when I did the Chronicle. I used the software to do that, and it was nice enough to tag in a advertisement on the end, but it wasn't too obtrusive. Excuse me. So before I get into what we're going to talk about coming up, don't really have anything specific other than that. I've kind of shared everything on the Camp Chronicle and the videos that, prior to that when I was there in Tyler. First thing I'll do is do like my papa. I did get some of this Prince Albert I talked about in my Country Gentleman. I'm going to pour me a little cup of coffee. I'm not going to get much sleep before I go in tonight. I'm just not that tired right now. I might pay for that later, hopefully not. Give me a second, I'm going to light this pipe real quick. Right side. It's a good day here. We had just kind of a little soft rain, so I got a little bit more light in here. I opened up my shop door. Just to enjoy the mist falling outside. Okay, got it going. I will hopefully in the next few days get my VR to Blue Collar Pipe Smokers video that he did. As important as it is, to me, the things that it kind of opened up in my mind as I was watching it and considering it, I wanted to make it good. So I'm going to prepare a few things. Plus, I have some things from my great-grandfather that I did mention. I wanted to be able to show those to you as well. And I got a Yabo coming as soon as my pipes and cigars order gets in. I'm going to do some blend reviews on that. I don't have the list right here with me, and I don't remember right offhand everything that I ordered. I do have the ones right here that I did show you before. I'll just put them in front of the camera real quick. I got a few pouches. That Prince Albert that I just showed you. The Borkum Riff Original, which I like this one. It's a very no-nonsense, straightforward, just a good tobacco without any other flavorings. Not strongly, it's in the bourbon whiskey, which is probably, from what I've gathered talking to other people about it, one of the more prominent favorites of the Borkum Riff fans. So I'll do those. The Dunhill Dark Flake, I did sample these while I was out, and I allowed my friend Will to try some. Dunhill Dark Flake, which I really like this. And the Old Joe Krantz, the Cornell and Deal. This is a good one. This is a strong one, but a really good one. One of the things that I did, now that, since we had our wives there, is I wanted to be able to let him sample these so we can kind of get the ladies' take on it. It was one of the things that, my wife doesn't really care too much for pipe smoking. I found that odd. Most people enjoy the smell of a pipe. So I always like to say, what do you think about this as a room note? Because, as a pipe smoker, you don't necessarily get the room note experience that others sitting in the room with you might get. So that was something I wanted to do kind of before the blend review, so I could at least say what others in the room that may not be present during the review had to say about it, because it's important. I don't like to be offensive to people. In most cases like this, well, you can move with the wind, whatever you need to do, but it's important to consider, and I told my wife, I said, once I find the one that you just say, I love that smell, I will probably buy that by the pounds, plural, just so she's happy with it. So when I do those, I'm probably not going to be discussing so many of the musings of the day or other things. I'm going to keep it just related to that blend and the pipe that I'm smoking the blends in. Just so anybody that wants to get a good review of that, they don't have to listen to things they may or may not be interested in. It's just going to be that particular blend. So, and these are all, I'm sure there's blends out there that are available on YouTube. I think it's important, that everybody, of all the blends that are out, or all the reviews that are out there, everybody's take on it adds something more to the general consensus of it. So I'm not going to let that stop me from doing yet another review on something that may have been reviewed heavily in the past. So that's about all I really had. I just thought it was interesting. My catastrophic technological failure that I experienced, and I noticed the tail end of that video chronicle that I did started getting really grainy, and I think a lot of that had to do with the light. It was at night. I never really had it do that to me as badly. But that particular model of phone was not feature heavy. It was more designed to be a physically sturdy phone. Camera really left a lot to be desired, but it served my purpose at the time. And hopefully this one does a little bit better. It's the newest model that they have out. And I wanted to try to get a Note, but go back into that. But they're harder to come by, at least in my area, from what the T-Mobile employee was telling me. They're having trouble getting them in, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. Next upgrade, I'll look into that. Hopefully, if it's not available, I will have time to wait. In this case, I didn't have time to wait for something to come in or special order, because my phone, even when he was trying to transfer all the data, he couldn't get some of the functions to even work. So it was on its way out today. So kind of had to go that route. Anyways, like I say, other outings, other things of interest, I might chronicle just for kicks and giggles. But I'll go ahead and sign off, and until next time, here's piping and good times.